Sometimes I used to sit down and wonder what soulmate sex would feel like, because it is a different kind of sex. It is a different kind of intimacy. It's a different kind of lovemaking. It is deep. It is something that you can never feel with multiple people. It is just the kind of sex that you cannot feel with any kind of person. It is a connection that you feel with just one person in this lifetime. Nobody does it better than that one person for you. It is deep, it is intense, it is pleasurable. It is, whenever both of you come together, it is a soul connection. It is not just lovemaking, it's not just sex, it is a soul connection. You're not making love to just a human being, you're making love to your soul mate, your soul, your second half. Have you ever wondered what soulmate sex feels like, especially if you haven't yet met your soulmate? It is an intimate connection with someone that is so unbelievably deep. Now, because of the way that you feel for each other and the honesty and the openness that you have with each other, you'll find that things that you had done with previous partners or others were not, they were just so ordinary and nothing compared to the intense bonding and bliss that you feel now with this person, with the soulmate. Your senses are more attuned to your soulmate. It's like your bodies talk to each other, pushing you towards a higher plane, a greater enjoyment in the pleasure that you're receiving and in the pleasure that you're giving. It is selfless, it is deep, it is unconditional, it is soulful. And just when you think that you can't get any more enjoyable or feel anything much better, you're swept up and you experience even much more deeper pleasure than before. It just gets better each time, that it surprises both of you each time, and it brings you to an even deeper level of intimacy that you can't even imagine with any other person. You can't even imagine there was ever a time that you didn't feel so close and connected to another person in the purest of way possible. It's just exhilarating, it's satisfying, it's unnerving, all at the same time. This is not something that you can experience with multiple people. This is not something that you can experience with someone that you just met. It is something that you experience with someone that you know you have a kindred spirit with. It's like you know them, you've always known them, they've always been part of your life. It is a kind of intimacy that you find between a husband and a wife, all wrapped in the warmth embrace of God, and they understand what deeply true love means. Am I taking you to a dimension that you would love to be? Am I taking you to an experience that you would love to have? Because it makes lovemaking much more meaningful, much more impactful. It is not surface level, it is not superficial, it is deep, it is intense. It is something that is rejuvenating, nourishing, that when you get involved in, you come out not feeling exhausted, empty, or used. You come out feeling as if your soul has been nourished. At first, when you experience this, you will feel the shock and disbelief at how unimaginably great it all feels and how impossibly close and intimate you have gotten with your partner. You know, the fire of lovemaking running through both of your bodies, your bone, your souls. And sometimes the cries and the seemingly endless moans, it comes out from a place of pure joy at simply having each other in one space, in this cocoon. Yet despite that passion and longing, there is such a calm and bliss at just realizing that everything just falls into place. Everything just feels perfect. Everything feels completely natural with your partner. It is not forced. It is not fake. It is real. And that level of bliss just makes you want to cry your eyes out because your soul has finally found a place of rest. The way I described it, ooh, you might want to just have a rethink of how you give your body to just any Tom, Dick, and Harry. You understand? That you two have, it's such a connection that it makes you realize that you two have found your rightful place in the world. That from the moment the two of you started crawling all through life, you two were on the way towards each other. And now that you two have found yourself and you're in bed together making love, life couldn't be any more perfect. Like the bowels of the earth have moved from you making love to each other. It's just simply unlike any other thing you would ever experience. It's just simply a different kind of emotion that you bring into the bedroom. It is something that you would never feel with any other person when you meet your soulmate. Even after you've met your soulmate. It is deep, intense. Now, what does a deep soul connection feel like? Because a lot of people don't know because they're superficial. They've given themselves to just about anybody. They don't understand what it means to have real deep connection. They simply no longer understand what it means to have intimacy in the bedroom that is so meaningful. Now, a deep soul connection feels utterly profound and intense. It is a bond that awakens instantly when you meet your soulmate. You know, it's like two people are drawn far beyond the realms of physical attraction or surface level attraction into a depth that only souls and soulmates can get into. You will recognize a deep soul connection when you feel completely understood by this one person. They understand you and they do not judge you for anything. They take you completely as you are, just as you take them completely as you are. It's as if you understand yourselves. You finish your conversation and they understand. They help you even finish your conversation. There is a deep connection, even way beyond the bedroom. Are you getting me? And this soulmate connection, this deep connection does not just happen in the bedroom. It happens outside of the bedroom, long outside of the bedroom, long before you get into the bedroom. You will recognize a deep soul connection when you feel completely understood by this person. Again, this intangible understanding and, meeting of souls just go beyond words. It is a deep knowing of the true essence of your dear one's soul. You know their soul. Your soul can recognize your soul. And sometimes you could always recognize your soulmate right from the very first day you meet them. Right from the very first day. That's why you hear some people say that, oh, the first day I met him, or the first day I saw her, or I met him, or I met her, I knew she was the one. There was just something about this guy. There was just something about this girl. And I just feel like I have known them. I have known them. You just don't feel that way for every person. It's like a kindred, you've recognized a kindred spirit. And when both of you have an understanding that it's like you guys have had past connections, or it's like you've known each other from the past, and then you start to connect in a deeper level. You form friendship. You understand each other. You know where both of you are coming from. Like there is this level of friendship that is so deep that you can't go a day without speaking with them. And when you eventually take it to the bedroom, it is a different ballgame altogether, because love making with this type of person is deep. It is not surface level. It is never going to be surface level with this kind of person. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I need you guys to tell me if you've met your soulmate, if you felt this way before, all right? Now, you need to understand that soul connections or kindred spirits are on the same wavelength, transcending time and space. And because of this, your relationship has a sense of agelessness and a strong sense that your soul ties date back to another time. And it feels like you've met before somewhere, or like you've met in, if there is anything like that, past life. Do you get? And then you're reconnecting in this lifetime. It is crazy. Soulmate sex is different. Now, what's different is how the act penetrates not only your body, but the soul. It just doesn't penetrate your body and you feel a release. It penetrates your soul. It's like your soul has opened a door for your other half to come in. And that's how soul ties form. And that's why it's very imperative that you have this kind of soulmate connection with your soulmate that you've walked down the aisles to say, I do with. So that if for anything happens, it is happening within the confines of your marriage. Because tomorrow now, you now go and you feel like you've met your soulmate and you have this soulmate intercourse with this person. At the end of the day, you break up. You can't even break out of that soul tie. It's crazy. And soul ties are very hard to break away from, especially if you felt it deeply for the person. Soul ties, bond like that, are very hard to break. And that's why some people would say, oh, are you the receiver? Why is sex such a big deal? In my view, it's not about, morality. It's about energy. Sex is about energy. During sex, two energy bodies merge. In an heterosexual relationship, the woman literally receives the man into her body. Most of the time, it's the energy of the man that must be absorbed and transformed by the woman. So if you're the woman and you're concerned about, energy and vibration, ask yourself, by sleeping with this person, what are you accepting into your body? Is this acceptable to you? This is a legitimate question that has nothing to do with morality. It has everything to do with what your soul is receiving as a woman. Because whether you like it or not, for whosoever you sleep with, you're receiving whatsoever energy they come in with. So if it is not a good energy that you are absorbing as a receiver or as a woman, you're absorbing something else. And that's going to either drain you or rejuvenate you. And that's why I keep saying that sex is so deep for deep people or deep-minded people who don't just, give it out to anyone. It is meaningful because, listen, when you eventually meet your soulmate and you have a soulmate sex with them, it will not drain you. It will nourish your soul, body, and mind. When you find your soulmate, the best part is not just the unconditional love and trust and want for the said person, but it is a sexual need that you cannot explain. The feeling of butterflies and the lightness fills your stomach and your coochie. You get hot tingling sensation all over your body, and this is before any physical contact. Have you observed that when you're with your soulmate, like when you're having okay, now for instance, now you already met this person and you feel like you have this kindred spirit with this person, or like you've met your kindred spirit, or that there is this knowing that you've met this person somewhere, or like you know this person. And then you start to build friendship with this person. They call you. And they call you. And you're already getting excited. When I mean excited, you're getting excited down there. Because you're hearing their voice. It's like it's not hard for you to be ready down there for them, even without you getting to that point in your relationship. It's just easy. You go to the toilet and you want to clean yourself up, and you observe that that place is already moist. How is that even possible? Only few persons can do that to you, and that's because you feel them, you connect with them on a soul level. The connection is deep. You're talking about something way, ordinary, like it has nothing to do with the bedroom, but you're having this conversation and you're already moist. For lack of word, you're already slippery when you go to check yourself after that conversation. All right? And it doesn't just happen with any person. It just doesn't happen with any other person. All right? So it is much more than physical attraction. It's a bond that transcends beyond any kind of physical attraction that you have with this person. It is deep. It is deep. It is a deep connection that is beyond physical attraction. All right? That's soul connection. That's how deep. That's how you know you have a deep connection with this person. And if it is mutual, it is crazy. And the sex can range from sweet, slow, and passionate to rough, freaky, and beyond anything you've ever experienced before. And he will make sure that you're taken care of physically and emotionally before he even thinks about getting off. He's not selfless. Soulful sex are usually selfless. He will slow up and make sure that you know every part of your body and mind is beautiful, and he will kiss every inch of you. He will give you every part of himself, and you will give him every part of yourself without even trying. Your body just recognizes him. Your body just answers or responds to him. The slightest thing that he does, just even mere holding your hand, gets you up there. Do you understand? Even just merely holding your hand like this gets you warm. It gets you warm. It gives you that tingling sensation, It's just crazy when you have that kind of connection. And when you do have that connection, make sure that you nurture it, and also make sure that it is mutual by asking if he feels the same way too. If he doesn't feel the same way, you better cut it off, because sometimes feelings can be deceptive. You might be feeling this type of connection with this person, but he doesn't feel that sort of connection with you. Or maybe he feels that sort of connection with you, but he's scared to go deeper because he hasn't really experienced that kind of depth, and he doesn't know if he should try that kind of depth with anyone, because love can make you really vulnerable, and men don't want to be vulnerable. And when you're in that connection in the bedroom, you just observe that your body will flow together. And you will feel each other's energy coming into your entire beings. You won't always come together, but you both will always come. Do you understand? You would always come because it is intense. And this is what I need you to realize. Let me come closer. This is what I need you to understand. That this kind of connection cannot exist without emotion. It cannot exist without trust. It cannot exist without you being selfless. All right? It won't be a 50-50 kind of relationship. Mbanu. It will be a 100-100 kind of equal partner relationship. Equal partner with eternal love for each other. Unconditional love. This is how you would feel. In your head, you would feel like, I really don't know what this man is to me, but I have never experienced, I have never imagined bliss so beyond my imagination. It's beyond words. It's primordial. It is rough. It is a lot of eye contact. It's a lot of orgasm. It's a lot of scratching. It's a pleasure which leaves the body only after hours. It's a pleasure that leaves the body only after some hours. You will feel the tingling sensation around your spine. And you both can do it literally for hours. I'm not kidding. There was a post that I made last year of how you can ride a man for hours. Listen, you can do it for hours if you guys are soulmates. And if it is intense, and especially if you guys are coming in together for the first time, you can do it. Because you wouldn't want to stop. You can't stop. And you don't want to stop because it's beautiful. It's lovely. It's sweet. It's soulful. It's something that you've not experienced. It's like you want to fuse your body together. You're not close enough. Every time is better and better. And you would always know from the very first time what excites the other person the most. Things never found with anyone else. Things you're never told. You will know because your soulmate is your second half. You're his second half. You would know what automatically excites him. And you know the funny side of this all is that neither of you were ever really into this kind of intimacy before with anyone. This kind of connection is totally different, completely. It's pure joy. When you look at him, he looks at you smiling. You can feel the love running hard. It's difficult to handle because you both can't stop touching each other. But then again, you can't do it every moment of your lives. The first time you kissed, you were crying, saying, where have you been all this time? You know, the emotion that you would feel will feel as if you believe you've found everything in one person that anyone can even imagine. When you laugh for hours like kids, and 1 minute after, you're making the best love ever that leaves both of you every time shocked and completely in love, completely refreshed. It's pure magic. And you would believe that he's your soulmate because you're so similar that it's so unbelievable. It's as if you've known this person even before time. But you've never met. You just met. Only one time. You'll be so attracted to him, but not in a physical way. You would want to get to know him, what gets him tick, what makes him who he really is from the very first minute you've met him. Even when both of you don't speak to each other, it seems as if you're closer to one another. Like you guys literally might not be speaking to each other, but you can feel their energy at some point in time. That's when you know that you've met your soulmate. And it's deep, it's intense. You love them unconditionally, even with their flaws and all of that. You understand them beyond words. You know, you both are just perfect match. You're imperfect, but you're perfectly perfect for each other. You're completely in love. And you're even in love before touching each other. You will feel so much love that you've never felt before with anyone else. And the love will be too great to escape. You can't stay without each other. It will be mutual. You know? And it's your body, like I said earlier, your body quickly responds. It quickly responds. It doesn't It doesn't need your soulmate doesn't even need too much work to be done to get you ready. It's ready. You are ready for him to come in and boom, take you to cloud 9 and back to reality, feeling rejuvenated. That's what soulmate sex feels like. And I pray that every one of us will find that soulmate. And if you found that soulmate, please try to rejuvenate it. Don't kill it. Try to rejuvenate it all the time. All right, this is where we ended. Until I come your way, when I come your way, to know that I love you and God loves you best. Mwah.